Psalm 50. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above, and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself, Selah. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel. And I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, but the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction, and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, and thou consentedst with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations. Hopefully, out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Shai, pushing to get up out of there. Shalom to the hopefully the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. And what I want to do, all right, today, what we're going to get into today, is the demise of black culture, all right, which, as we, all right, constantly elevating this truth and understanding, we begin to despise, the cultures of this society, all right, because black culture is nothing but a subculture of westernization, okay? And it's the black culture has just completely, ran us as a people to a ground. And I say us because we came out of the midst, of that madness. Okay, we've been brought from that darkness to this marvelous light. Once you get these things. So what I want to do is establish a foundation with a couple of precepts. All right, then I got a couple of videos I want to play. Because as we know, the latest talk, okay, amongst the so-called black community. All right, the interview that broke the internet. All right, with Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp. Okay, and he spilled the beans. All right, and we're in the time of the exposure of everything. And in 2024, so-called 2024, year 2024, every day, has its own headliner. All right, and right now, all right, we're seeing black, all right, culture, okay, being attacked, being pretty much dismantled right before our eyes, and it's the Lord doing it. Now we know for sure. Now we're not naive. Okay, we know that Esau, all right, is giving these celebs, okay, the green light to pretty much tell it all. Okay, and we're going to get into that. All right, a little more in depth. Okay, we know for sure that Esau is still puppet master behind the scene of what we see going on. But who's the puppet master of Esau? Okay, Esau Edom. I mean, Yahweh Bashim Shai, the Most High. He's the puppet master that's controlling Esau. Okay? And all prophecy, all we're seeing is prophecy being fulfilled. See, one thing the Bible tells us when you go into prophecy, it tells us what will happen. Okay? But sometimes it doesn't say the how. All right, it doesn't fully give the how. Because the scriptures speak about how we're going to eat in the midst of chaos, but it doesn't give the how we're going to eat. Okay? That's yet to be seen. So when we see, all right, as a matter of fact, if a brother, um, I get this, I got it open right here, and I get that what the brother got. It's the book of Mark, all right, chapter 4, okay, and 22, all right. Mark 4 and 22 said, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad." Okay, so this is a heavy, there's a heavy spirit of exposure in the earth, man. Beginning from the top wicked elites, all right, down to these minions of Hollywood and entertainment. Okay, which the elites have been using them, all right, to mass control the masses, especially our people, and to what you have today of the most dysfunctional, all right, the most degenerate culture to ever exist, which is black culture. Okay, so everything is coming abroad. All right, and this is letting you know that we in the end, because before judgment, all right, the Lord unveils things. So when people get judged, we're gonna know exactly why. All right, if a brother can, I think that's in Second Ezra, how your sins shall be your accusers in that day. Okay, because we're gonna know exactly why what's happening to particular people, because it's all being unveiled. Now, this First Peter 4 and 7, it said, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." So the end of all things is at hand. The end of this beast system is at hand. The end of our captivity is at hand. So with this beast system, all right, it's collapsing. Everything that this beast system has established, okay, all the different subcultures, the degenerate subcultures of this beast system is going to begin to dismantle. Okay, whenever a regime is being removed from power, everything that is set up loses power. It begins to be dismantled. Okay, because we're going to rule in righteousness. This is a wicked society. Okay, and it has that feeling. I don't know if you brothers, even you sisters, you remember, that last day of school feeling. When it was like shit, anything, anything can go. It was just a different vibe. That last day, last week of school. You know, sometimes you're still on that nigga you've been wanting to fight since October. All right, catch that nigga coming out to the bus, man. You're a wild out. You'll be look. more disrespectful than usual. Okay, and that's the spirit, that's in the earth, man. Okay, what the Lord, all right, has them letting it all hang out. And remember, as the brother put this, your brother beyond Yashala, Proverbs 21:1, it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. All right, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So what these elites are doing are nothing but, all right, fulfilling prophecy, man. Yep. Yeah, it's a vibe in the earth for like it ain't no holding back anymore, man. Because it's the end, because this the end. So the Lord's gonna allow all these things to come out. Okay? So let's get this and then we'll go to I want to go to this video. All right, and then we'll go to your boy, Ricky Smiley, trying to justify wickedness, man. Okay. Now let's get this. This the brother Beyond Yashala, Second Esdras. Okay, this the book of Second Esdras. All right, chapter 16, verse 63. It says, "Surely he knows your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and will hide their sins." Because these celebrities don't want this to come out, man. Because one thing about it, no matter how much Esau, Edom tries to make their lifestyle normal, okay, or try to justify their lifestyle of lewdness, okay, of filth. There's still a stigma attached to it, man. When your name is attached to these acts, there's still a stigma attached to it, man, and you feel ashamed. Okay, no matter how much Esau tries to normalize it and make it seem like this is okay, all right, there's still a stigma attached to it. And that's why Jake, there's a lot of things Jake don't want to come out. Okay, now when you go into the word stigma, which, all right, chassis stigma, okay, because you go into the C hip, one of those characters, stigma, hey, we're finna go into it. It says, all right, stigma says a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. All right, and if you take that C hip, that's going to be a mark of disgrace. Okay, but just dealing with this topic, there's things that a lot of these celebrities and these higher ups have done. Okay, that's shame, disgrace. You go to this word dishonor, a stain, a taint, a blot. Okay, and when these things come out, you can feel ashamed. Like when you hear Ricky Smiley voice, you can hear his voice crackling, man, trying to respond, to what Cat Williams was saying. Okay, you can hear his voice crackling, man. You can hear the disgrace and the shame in his voice, man. Okay, then he tries to justify the dress. So we see, all right, that the Lord is causing all these things to come out. All right, and our people, are being covered in shame. These celebrities are being covered in shame and dishonor, man. Okay, you go to the comment board, all right, and they're having these big blots on their name. Okay, so let's keep reading verse 64. The second Ezra 16 and 64 said, "Therefore had the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you to shame." That stigma. Okay. Now and you just see Diddy, his name come up in every conversation. This nigga name come up in every conversation, man. This nigga is there with them same shades. Okay, from the Biggie video, man. All right, this nigga is popping up with them same shade. Okay, from the Biggie video, he's in every picture. Okay, and it's to the point to where if you in any event with Diddy, we know what it is. Okay, this yeah, in the hot tub, this nigga. All right, damn, this Second Ezra 16 and 65, it says, the Big Papa video. This nigga, Second Ezra 16:65, it says, and when your sins are brought forth, you shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. So when the Lord start knocking these niggas off, man, we're gonna know exactly why. Everybody's gonna know why. When things start happening to the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's and these different people, we're gonna know exactly why. The Steve Harveys, okay? When these things start happening, we're gonna know exactly why, man. Okay, then that's gonna be their sins accusing them in that day. Okay, but the Lord is making these celebs walk around with their shame, man. Okay, he causing Esau to just hey green light them niggas, man. Okay, now I want to go here because even when you go to the origin of these TV shows and what they call Black Hollywood, the main goal, all right, first and foremost, was to destroy the patriarch. Okay, and I want to get this interview because once Esau was able to disassemble the patriarch, all right, he was able to flood all these enchantments, okay, upon the so-called black community, you know, under the matriarch, man. All right, so let's get this now. This is Desmond Wilson. I'm sure some of you brothers and sisters familiar. You know, everybody knows Sanford and Son. All right, Red Fox. All right, Desmond Wilson, which played Lamont, his son. All right, so I'm quite sure everybody's familiar. But this guy Desmond Wilson, you know, he's a very, you know, stand-up guy. You know, this is a good interview. The brothers, Elder Abaya, all right, from down in the Mississippi camp. He sent me this interview, and I believe, man, what the hell? I believe Elder Apostle Gabar has done a lesson on this quite a while back, you know, on some things that he said, you know, but I want to speak on a few things. Okay, this way you want to hear Elder Apostle Gabar speak about bend over Billies. Okay, he got that term from from yeah. So when you hear that term, so like when you hear that term bend over bend over Billy, okay, he got that term from Desmond Wilson, okay, the actor from Sanford and Son, all right, the one that played Lamont, okay, and he speaks about, you know, how these celebs, he goes into, he says everybody, anybody you can think of, all of them, okay, all these celebrities have done it. That's in these little cliques in these circles, man. Okay, but yeah, he's a stand-up guy. He reminds you of Elder Apostle Gabar. You know how stern he is. You know, he doesn't mince words. You know, he's very, you know, cut and dry. All right, you know, he comes from that era. But let me see. So I would advise, you know, you brothers, you sisters, watch it. You know, it's about 52 minutes, close to an hour. You know, but it's a good watch. You know, so I'll put the link in right there, and let me cue it up because I want to just jump around to a few parts, and it'll go from there.
Rated show in those days used to be the World Series. We blew everything out of the water when that show came on. Now, to my point, I don't want to digress. To your question, there have been thousands of television shows, some successful, some not, that came on straight on that, because that was a crock. And I don't stand behind anything false.
What was the main point you were trying to make clear about Norman Lear, that he wasn't involved with Sanford and Son as much he was given credit for? Was that the
main thing was what a lot of people missed? I said, when my agent called me and said, watch the show, I said, I don't want to do television, as I said. And I watched the show. I came away thinking, this is the beginning of the dissolution of the patriarchal system. And on the heels of that, the announcer tried to cut me off. I said, let me finish. Because on the heels of that came Married with Children. And then all of a sudden, parents became idiots and kids became all-knowing. Young women started calling their mother bitch word and rebelling. And it all started Norman Lear. They asked me what I said. I will say this about him. He was a visionary.
Right.
But then when I heard about his political affiliations, it all fell into place. And I knew I was right on the money.
Yes.
No, I said it went on and on and on, ad infinitum. And what we're experiencing now is the evolution of what Norman Lear started with All in the Family. And nobody got it. They missed it totally. They said, oh, Devon's talking about Norman didn't have. I said, you people have been so dumbed down. Like Malcolm said, some of us, we're going to have to leave behind. You're too brainwashed to understand. That was the important thing I said about it. And they don't even know that. You got this whole feminist movement out here. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. No, but your kids do. Your children do. A broken home. I can't remember the statistic. I think it's like 65% of the people incarcerated in the penal systems are single family.
So you see that? He was telling them back then, all right, that demon, Norman Lear, all right, which he's a small hat, okay, but he played a role in a lot of these sitcoms, that were popular in the 80s, all right, in the 90s, okay, which promoted, all right, what you had, the dumb, docile father, Al Bundy, okay, Good Times, okay, the goofy Jake, all right, my God, JJ, okay, Jake being goofy as hell, all right, and that's why they got rid of the father, because he wanted to get out the ghetto, they never want Jake to leave the projects, okay, and then what did you have when he left? You just had that single mother, okay, what's her name? Good Times, got a brain fog. The mother, no neck, y'all know her name. But you had her, pretty much with them kids, and even on there, it shows you that she denounced, the Messiah being dark skinned, So they've been throwing a lot of things out there for a long time, with psyops and like we talked about the other day, Florida Evans, all right, her no neck ass was one of the prominent single mothers. Okay, then you had all these TV shows. Martin, he had a hand in all of it, putting Jake in dresses, and what it did, like he said, it was a disillusion or the end. All right, disassembled, which took apart the patriarch. Okay, and when they was able to take apart the patriarch, because you had the feminist movement, which he's going to go into a little more. I'm gonna let it play. All right. And once they was able to dismantle the patriarch amongst Jake, because the feminist culture, all right, their philosophy took deep roots, okay, amongst our people, amongst the tribes, okay, and they created these cultural norms, okay. Now we have this culture of today, and you had certain actors that knew what was going on back then, but no one would listen. Everybody, they was getting the money. All that money was coming in, so Jake was just going with it. So this is nothing new, like what we see being, Cat Williams reporting on these different things. This is nothing new. Okay, this has been going on for decades, man. Okay, so I'm letting this play some more.
I don't need no man.
So it's just it will be all by design. I'm guessing they want this, right? I would assume people want this.
Who?
The system, benefits.
What do you mean, welfare?
Welfare, the patriarch dissolution that you just mentioned.
That's because of the feminist movement, brother.
Okay.
The feminist movement. All of those lesbians back in the day, Gloria Steinem, Black Panther woman that teaches at Stanford University. They were lesbians. The Black Panther Party was a communist organization that was funded by the Rockefellers. That's the number one thing. So I mean, you got to understand, I came back to the world from the jungle when the Haight-Ashbury, the hippies, I hate to use that cliche, hated the government, everything about the government. They hated Nixon. They wanted to stop that war over there in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And the feminist movement has killed it. And these women walking around here, they're not being taught by their mothers to be wives. Black Panther Party was a communist organization that was funded by the Rockefellers. That's the number one thing. So I mean, you got to understand, I came back to the world from the jungle when the Haight-Ashbury, the hippies, I hate to use that cliche, hated the government, everything about the government. They hated Nixon. They wanted to stop that war over there in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And the feminist movement has killed it. And these women walking around here, they're not being taught by their mothers to be wives.
He said they're not being taught by their mothers to be wives. Okay? And Esau, all right, he made that a cultural norm. All right, because a woman, all right, her main purposes of coming on the earth is to be a mother and a wife. Okay, and she's a wife before she's a mother. Okay, but now Esau flipped it upside down. Okay, where the women were just becoming mothers. No wives. That's where you have a baby mother culture, baby daddy culture. Okay, it started with TV. You know, our people imitated these enchantments. We imitated these enchantments off the TV. Okay, so this is why even when you go into the scriptures, let me see. All right, let's get that in. All right. If a brother can post the book of Titus, all right, chapter 2, verses 3, 4, and 5. Yep, if a brother can post Titus chapter 2, verse 3, verse 4, and 5. Yep. Titus chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. And you gotta understand the Apostle Paul, he was dealing with the Israelite foreigners that was Hellenized. Okay? Because of the heathens, they didn't have the structure that we had. See, the law made us civilized amongst the heathens. The law gave us structure and order amongst the heathens. The heathens had all these deities and, orgies, and the woman, in these different positions, and, the woman, all in the mix on the scene, that was of the heathens. Okay, that wasn't our custom. All right. And I say from the 60s to now, our people have been Hellenized on a whole nother level, because even though we didn't have the truth, all right, you go back before the 60s, our people still had structure and order, family was still in place. Okay, but the 60s, this is when you see our people wild out we began to degenerate into the culture that we see today. All right, so this is why the Apostle Paul, remember, he just said the women, the mothers wasn't teaching their daughters to be wives. Okay, they wasn't teaching. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get another video real quick, and then we're gonna play it. This is what's being taught now.
Paying all them bills, he can't say nothing. Okay, nothing, because he's just a roommate. Okay, so you as a woman, if you're married, single, whatever, if your man is not paying every bill in that house, do whatever you want. Okay, he don't run nothing up in there. Okay, just so you know, unless he's paying every single bill and every one of your bills, he doesn't run anything. Stop caring so much. If he doesn't like you wearing a certain thing, put that thing on and walk out. If he doesn't like you wearing weave and makeup, put the weave and makeup on and walk out. If he don't like you getting nails done this long or with like red nail polish on it, get your nails red and long. If he doesn't like you wearing certain types of clothing or shoes, put them on and walk around and like you don't run nothing over here. Okay. I don't like when you do A, B, C, and D. Paying all them bills, he can't say nothing. Okay. Nothing, because he's just a roommate. Okay. So you as a woman, if you're married, single, whatever, if your man is not paying every bill in that house, do whatever you want. Okay. He don't run nothing up in there. Okay. Just so you know, unless he's paying every single bill and every one of your bills, he doesn't run anything. Stop caring so much. If he doesn't like you wearing a certain thing, put that thing on and walk out. If he doesn't like you wearing weave and makeup, put the weave and makeup on and walk out. If he don't like you getting nails done this long or with like red nail polish on it, get your nails red and long. If he doesn't like you wearing certain types of clothing or shoes, put them on and walk around and like you don't run nothing over here. Okay. I don't like when you do A, B, C, and D. Paying all.
So that's what's being taught. Okay. And that started, back in the 70s and 80s sitcoms. Okay, where you have the woman, all right, bucking up on the sitcom, the man, afraid of the woman being mad, and all these different things, the Carl Winslow, them niggas, man. Okay? So this is the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. This is a brother you call Judah. It says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teacher of good things, okay, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be wives and mothers. This is what's being taught now. Okay, we see what's being taught now. Straight rebellion. Nothing about the children, all about paying her bills and, nothing about the children. No, it's like, goddamn. Okay, but that's that queen of heaven. All right. Well, see, this is being dismantled because you think about it, Kevin Samuel, the Lord used him like a throwaway. Okay. And he shed a lot of light on how the nigga woman thought, what she really thought. That like you can't after Kevin Samuel's era, you can never look at the nigga woman the same. You don't look at no woman the same after that. Which the apostles and elders been going into that, but the men of the Lord have more weightier matters than to just spend all day dissecting the nigga woman. But Kevin Samuel, nigga like that, he had all day. Okay, and he was breaking it down. Okay, and the nigga woman has lost a lot of power, since that Kevin Samuel's era, man. Everyone, is looking at her completely different, man. And then you have Charleston White calling out the gangs, the prison niggas. Like he's calling these things out. He's calling out black culture, the rap community, and the Lord can use him as a throwaway as well. Okay, to where he can, be used and and he can be disposed of too. Or he repent, either one. Okay, but at the end of the day, we're seeing black culture being dismantled right before our eyes, man. And now you have the latest with the Cat Williams. And it's ironic that they were saying, Charleston White looked like Cat Williams. Okay. At the end of the day, all right, guess what? The whole culture is being put to shame, man. All right. And it's being made to look like a goddamn mess, man. Okay. Yeah, it's probably the worst advice ever given. Just do the exact opposite. Okay. This is the brother you call Judah, Titus 2 and 5, and said to be discreet, chaste keepers of the home, good, obedient to their own husband, all right, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. So The Apostle Paul was establishing order amongst the believers. Okay, he was establishing order amongst husband and wife. Okay, and this is what we see happening now amongst the truth, amongst the believers. What's happening? Order is being established amongst husband and wife, amongst the family. Okay, repentance. This is repentance, man. Okay, when we start to make adjustments of our previous behavior, we turn back from our previous behavior and start moving in a whole new way. Okay, and our people that are still caught up in that madness, because a woman like that finna suffer, man. All right, a woman like that is just finna suffer in these times, man. Okay, yep. This is only the brother you call Judah, 1 Corinthians 11:13. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is the Most High. And that's the order. That's the hierarchy. Okay, from the Most High on down to the Israelite woman, that's the hierarchy, man. Okay, now, what's a brother? If a brother can put that, how the wisdom of this world is being made foolish. Okay, I think there's one in 1 Corinthians 3, 1 Corinthians 1, or the brother can put that, I'm gonna go back to Desmond Wilson.
You need to be okay with being bad to start, because sucking is the first step to being sort of good at.
To kind of reflect on your work, because I love to kind of get some records, set some things straight about that, because there's just different, conversations that are had, but you rarely get to talk to somebody from the actual show. So with Sanford and Son, what was the reason why that came to an end from your perspective?
Two shows a night. And immediately I noticed that there was a synergy. He didn't give anybody their arsenal. Not in a nice way.
Best of friends and everything is great behind the
and I don't know, people are kind of afraid of me because of that. But
okay, wow.
But Buddy Yorkin called me up and said, Demond, we want you, what is it going to take for you to be a part of the show at Red? Well, around the world, Africa, Asia, into the ministry. The Lord called.
Billionaire, Hollywood person in power. There's assumptions of names. Is that something that happened in your industry? Like, were you ever, respectfully, I'm asking you as.
Again, here you go. My industry. It's not my industry. I'm a Broadway actor. I came to Hollywood. Wait a minute. You didn't do your homework. I'm going to tell you. I came to California. I did a film in Canada called The Dealing or the Berkeley to Boston 40 Brick Bag Lost Blues. I went back to Broadway and I was at the Public Theater. Al Pacino was down there. The late Ron O'Neal was down there. You had a lot of actors that became famous that were down there working for Joe Papp in the Village at that theater. It's renowned. And Walter Mirisch from Mirisch Studio, from the Mirisch brothers, came to New York, and he cast me in my first major motion picture, The Organization, with Sidney Poitier. And that's why when I first came to California, we shot it in San Francisco, and people saw the dailies and they liked my work. And so I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to move out there because I'm getting a lot of offers and I don't want to be doing this bi-coastal thing. So I moved to California and I did Mission Impossible and a couple of TV spots, and then All in the Family. And then I got a phone call from Bud Yorkin, and he asked me if I wanted to do a series with Red Fox. So I've never been a part of any of that nonsense. I don't respect those people. I don't care about that. I told you I had connections. Nobody was gonna say nothing to me.
I get it. And it made me think when you just said kind of the comment about some of the people that we've known in the industry and what they might have to do to get to the top. Can you give me
all of them? All of them. You name your biggest black actors, you name your biggest white actors, you name your biggest female Latino actresses, they all have to do it. A blood oath. Now you bend over. Now every orifice that you have is going to be annihilated. You want the short and the long of it? No, I'm not giving you no names.
No.
It's out there. If you do your research, you can find out who it is.
We've covered a couple conversations, but I feel like you'll be the best person for this question right here. Is there a ritual attached to seeing black men in dresses when it comes to? I know it started around Flip Wilson time and probably before then. What's the ritual that's happening?
I told you now. Listen. Remember what Granddaddy told you when I first sat down here about Norman Lear.
Sure.
The dissolution of the patriarchal system. Now you got all these guys, they take your humanity from you. You know how the feminist movement has categorized men. I think that what was his name? Samuels. He just died recently. Had the podcast. There was the women hated. Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels, yes.
Kevin Samuels was eliminated because they didn't want to go back to that. They want these women ignorant and twerking. They want kids running around the street. If they don't pay the income tax, they put them in the penitentiary and they get their money out of them that way. It's like I said, we live in a matrix. Your driver's license, if you take it out of your wallet, it has your name in capital letters. Your birth certificate, your passport, name is in capital letters. Black people don't question that. That means that there's two yous. There's you, the person, and you, the corporation. And you, the corporation, is going to pay America. Presidents have no power, and voting doesn't put a man in any office. They're placed there to do a certain job. They have an agenda that they have to adhere to. So running to the polls is not going to matter. They want people like they are right now, polarized. The difference between Biden and Trump is that one is the flip side of the other. And they got the people running back and forth, back and forth. They got all kinds of genocidal things taking place. That Bill Gates said it. We got to do away with 3 billion people. He's been doing it in Africa, been doing it in India. And black people running to the poll talking about, we got to vote in, got to get someone, get him in there, change everything. It's nothing going to change, and it's not going to go back. When I wrote The New Age Millennium 26 years ago, I spoke about everything that's going on now. Now, you can call me a sage, you can call me a prophet, you can call me Negro Demise, whatever you want to call me, but all of the stuff in the book is everything that's happening now. Black people laughed at me. They said, what Lamont know about that? That's conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy, but it ain't no theory. And now they're scrambling, running back and forth, fighting each other. I said, this is not a gender war. It's not a political war. It is a spiritual warfare.
And there you have it. Okay, and there you have it, man. And he said, everybody. Okay, all them guys that we see on the big screen, everybody. Okay, I participate in those rituals, and it's all coming out. All right, this is the brother you call Judah. 1 Corinthians 3:19 said, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Okay, so now we're seeing the wisdom of this world, the things that was esteemed are being looked at as foolishness now, man. Okay, being looked at as filthy, man. The things that we aspire to be, coming up. Now we look at these things as filth. Now we see what a blessing it is to be, within this truth, man. Okay, what's that? Psalms 84:10. If a brother can get that, all right. Said all of them, and he let them know, hey, this is spiritual, man. Okay, this is a thing of enchantments, man. Now people are under heavy enchantments that's still in their culture, and we're watching the Lord dismantle their culture right before our eyes, man. Okay, but did Esau eat Edom? He put a lot of enchantments on our people, man. You know, he turned what was meant for entertainment into a reality, man, amongst our people, man. And no one imitates, all right, what they see on TV and hearing music more than Jake. Okay, yeah, it's just talk about a homemaker, yeah, because um the homemakers finna win. You know, I'm just put that out there. The women that have the spirit of a homemaker, even if you still have to go to work. Because we know we in a society where the woman can't just be at home. Because the way society's set up. But just being in the spirit of a homemaker, that's the woman that's finna win. The nigga coaches finna lose. See, the hot girls done had their time. Okay, a hot girl summer is finna come to a cold end. Or really, it's gonna be a hot end. Okay, that's gonna be the final hot girl summer of those nukes. Okay, but homemakers is the women that's finna win, the women that's in that spirit, man. That should be the word for 2024. All right, for women. Okay, hey, that's fighting. To do right. Hey, is homemaker. That's the spirit. Hey, women should be tapping into, man. Okay, so I'm gonna let him play the end of this, and then I got one more little video with this clown Ricky smiling, but he said something at the end I want to touch on.
These CEOs started with nothing, but they didn't just climb the ladder.
For a live studio audience, that was my voice. There was 400 people sitting up there. You didn't have to pass through a metal detector to get in that studio. What if somebody had they call it a psychotic episode?
Right.
We was gonna bust on them.
Mid dialogue.
People go crazy at concerts. They don't do that. You didn't see that dude jump on the stage with Chappelle?
They did.
He wouldn't have jumped on the stage with me. They were sitting up in front of us, maybe 15 feet, and 4 tiers of people, 100 across. Red was strapped, I was strapped. You get ignorant, you're gonna get bust on.
So yeah, he said, he ain't trust, he ain't trust nobody, man. And he said him and Red Fox was scrapped, while they was shooting while they was shooting Sanford and Son, man. Okay. So yeah, they weren't gonna play with your ass, man. All right. They weren't fooling Hollywood like that, man. Okay. But I'm gonna let him keep going because he say something real interesting in the end. And it's gonna segue to my point.
In our closeout of this wonderful interview, what would you tell my generation? Like that, what?
If a brother can get that in Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, the conclusion of the matter, I believe that's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, because he's gonna sum it up. And the old Jake like that, the Lord might have mercy on, man. He's just a old Jake, got his family, children, probably some grandchildren. The Lord have mercy on him because he's not defiled, as the masses of our people are. No, there's no telling. All right. But he gonna tell you the conclusion of a matter. And this is a man that's well traveled, that had all type of money, but he's gonna give you the conclusion of the matter.
What would be the one nugget of like from someone with wisdom and time on their hands?
Or serve the Lord, love the Lord with all your heart, strength, soul, mind, and body. Put him first in your life. All that other stuff about career and success, hey, the way this world is going, they're not even going to use actors anymore after a while. They're going to use your voice and your image, and the AIs are going to do it.
You heard that? You see? So he pretty much was in the spirit when he said that. This the brother beyond Yashala, Sirach 12 and 13 said, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High, keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man." and we've all come from the other side to where we know that ain't it. Now, as we start to serve the Lord, now we're starting to live. See, now we're just now starting to live. Okay, before then we was dead. We was in darkness, man. Okay, and the elect will come to this conclusion, man. All this other foolishness, is, is played out. Okay, everything is ran to the ground. The quality of everything is low as hell. Okay, the only thing left for us to do is serve the Lord, man. I hope He have mercy on us, man. But yeah, he said pretty soon they're just going to be using these guys' images and letting AI do the acting, man. Okay, so this is why Esau, it feels like he's pretty much liquidating Hollywood. He's giving these men the green light because he's not going to use them anymore, and these men have already destroyed the culture, to the point of no return. Hollywood and the entertainment, the rap culture. See, we're living in the enchantments Esau did 15 years ago. Like the culture that we're living in now, the society we live in now, these are the enchantments from 15 years ago. You see, what he's doing now, we haven't seen the effects of that yet because it takes about 15 years to change the mindset of a generation. Okay? So we haven't even seen that, man. And Lord will, we don't even get a quarter of the way there, man. Okay? But nigga culture is so far gone, it's so irreversible that he's pretty much done with these niggas anyway. And then he can still shoot his movies through the AI. And then you got the CGI, you got the he don't need them niggas, man. And this is why we're seeing, I'm just speculating in the spirit. Me and the brother Abaya, was speculating these things in the spirit that Esau don't need them. The culture is destroyed. Niggas is through. Okay, because remember, you got 5-year-olds singing Pound Town. Okay, the culture is finished. You see, this culture here, the culture of the single mothers and being promiscuous and street niggas and trap boys and drill. Okay, this culture is this society, that generation already gone. It's done. He done ran the play on them. That generation is lost. Now he's on the back end. Okay, now he's on the front end dealing with the youth, and the way he has, being a thug normal, being a street nigga normal, being a single mother is normal. He wants to do that with the trans and the pedos, man. That's what he on now. Okay, he already churned out a generation from the single mother factor. He done already churned out a generation of degenerates from that. Now he wants to churn out a generation of trans and pedo friendly, man. Okay, that's what he working on now. So he don't need them niggas no more, man. Okay, it's just me speaking as a man. Now I want to get this here. Now this is this clown nigga here, man. Right? All right.
Doing prank phone calls.
All right, he's trying to justify. I'm gonna let this play. He trying to justify that dress, man. Okay, so I'm gonna run it back a little bit. And he got an Edomite, one of his old managers on the phone with him. He's gonna be backing them, justifying the dress. All right, because they love to see you Israelite men emasculated, man. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play. All right, we'll go from there. And brothers can put what's that on Job 10 and 22. All right, and Isaiah 5 and 20 Bible shot. All right, so I'm gonna let this play.
Gary, you can help me out with this because comedy greats like Flip Wilson played Geraldine, Richard Pryor played some roles on his show, Jamie Foxx played Wanda, Martin played Shanae. I did Bernice Jenkins, Tyler Perry did Medea. It's a lot of comics and a lot of comedy greats that did characters for the sake of funny, for entertainment, for the sake of the laugh. And it has nothing to do with nobody's comfortable in the role. Nobody wants to put on a damn dress or comfortable in it. That has nothing to do with my manhood being lessened for trying to play a role and trying to put food on the table for my family. Because
it's a prop. It's nothing more than a prop. It's nothing more than a way to get a laugh. I mean, back in Shakespeare's time, there were no females playing females' role. Every female role was played by a man. It's just part of it's part of an art form. It's part of what makes it funny. You bring the funny to it. I wish that I'm sure you remember. People don't know about this. The pilot that you shot for the King is a Comedy TV show, Bernice Jenkins had a whole sketch with Medea.
Yeah,
People
I did a sketch with Medea, me, Earthquake, Tyler Perry, Niecy Nash. We did a thing called The Pew. It's supposed to be like The View, but it was a church-based version of The View, and it was just comedy great to see Bernice Jenkins, the character, and Medea. And I started off doing Bernice Jenkins doing prank phone calls on the Buck Wild Morning Show in Birmingham, which spinned into, hey, I think you should do a character. This would be a great character for this role. So we were all in our 30s, late 20s, doing what we had to do in order to be successful. Now that we are older, I'm comfortable in my job in radio. I'm comfortable in, the roles that I get and the things that I get to do. And I just finished a phenomenal comedy special. So the statement about Ricky Smiley is not funny. I've been sold out since '97.
So you pretty much hear him trying to justify the dress. It's talking about he feeding his family. So you have to put on the dress to feed your family. Like it's either put on the dress or starve. Nah, man, Jake. Okay, they want to be in the upper echelon of success. Okay, and prosperity. Okay, given by Esau Edom. Okay, bend over Billy's, man. All right, he go through all those different, comedians. He trying to justify it, man. Nah, man. All right, you sold out. Okay, your legacy is tarnished. You got that stigma now. Okay, so you go here, and this is all America is, man. It's the brother Ashra Ka, Yasha Allah. It says Job 10:22. It says a land of darkness is darkness itself. All right, and there's a shadow of death without any order, and where the light is darkness. And see, these men have been glorified. These entertainers, men and women, have been glorified as just these great things in the earth, these great people in the earth. They've been held as the light, as the standard of what you call so-called black success and achievement. Okay, but then when you go now, everything is being laid out. Okay. These people have done some wickedness in the dark, man. And this is all America is, man. Just complete darkness, man. Okay? It's just a complete lost society, man. Okay? And they parade darkness as the light. But see what's happening, the light, all right, or the truth is coming out. Yahweh Shai is shining in the earth, man. And now all the madness is showing up. Like, okay. Now you can see. Now we're beginning to see everything, man. Okay, Mr. Brother Bayon Yashala, Deuteronomy 22:5 said, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination to the Lord thy power. And this is what we're seeing, is our people just in complete rebellion, because we can't keep the law perfectly, but as a man, we cannot put a dress on. Okay, there's things that we can't, do within the law, but there are things that we can. Okay, and they talking about doing it for laughs, man. You don't need a dress to be funny, man. Okay, ain't no way to justify that, man. All right, you wanted the bag, okay, you wanted the fame, and you did what you had to do. You walked through them doors, man. Okay, and there's a lot of you Israelites that's finna be put to shame. If you're not of the elect of Israel, man, as an Israelite, you're gonna be put to shame, man. And the Lord will of that number. Okay, so. Yeah, that's the point. I just want to bring those things out. you know, because I know it's a lot of talk, you know, going on. It's gonna be more. This is just the beginning. All right. This 2024 day 5, man. Day 5. Let's get it, man. You know, so Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edify once again. We'll give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being a great example to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.